Hola familia, hey guys, welcome to a new video with me. So today is gonna be another Comadriando con Chayito video. I feel like the last video had a really good success, so I wanted to keep on doing another one. And I'm about to order my Starbucks today. I'm gonna go with the white mocha frappuccino. Gracias Jessica for commenting. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Maria. I post on Tuesdays and Thursdays. My videos consist of a lot of things. This is one of them, which is where I just sit here and kind of talk to you guys freely about what I'm thinking about a topic, stuff like that, or even my personal life, just so you guys get to know me. You know, we can get a deeper vibe, deeper level with me. So I hope you guys enjoy these videos. It is kind of like Spanglish. I'll throw in my Spanish aquí y allá, because you know I don't like speak like all English or all Spanish, so le meto aquí y allá. Espero que no les moleste. Pero el tema de hoy, today's topic is going to be about breastfeeding, dar pecho. I have breastfed both of my babies for 18 months each one, so yay! I am so proud of it because it is hard, guys. Let me just get my coffee and then we'll continue our chat. Okay, thank you. Okay guys, so I hope the lighting isn't too bad. I'm like under a tree, but I tried parking like where the sun was hitting me and I think it was too much sunlight, so espero que esté bien, no les moleste. Go ahead and jump in. I'm just gonna sip onto my Starbucks. Before we move on, I am a little sick. I don't know qué está pasando. I have mis anginas, or I feel like they're like inflamed or something, but it's like really hard for me to like mask my saliva, so como que me duele. I don't know if it's making my voice like irritated too, so if I feel like it sounds weird, but it's just good. It's definitely gonna hit the spot. That's good. Me va a ayudar con el ánimo, because like right now, like when I'm sick, for some reason, like I like get like super quiet, like calm. Like all I want to do is like clean and just get over it. Like I don't even sit down to like actually feel sick. I just like keep going and going and going. But since my throat hurts, I like get quiet because it starts hurting more the more I talk. So mejor ni me pongo a platicar. But hopefully this doesn't make it worse. So enough blabbering. Vamos a empezar. So como les decía, I want to talk to you guys about breastfeeding. Like I said, I breastfed both of my boys 18 months, and I'm so proud of myself because, like I was saying before, it is really, really hard. It might come easy at some points, but it's definitely a really hard thing, and it's definitely not for everybody. Breastfeeding is definitely not for everybody. You have to give it your all, like 100%. If you don't, like, it won't work. But I will say this, even though it's a really hard thing, I feel like it's such a beautiful thing. It is such a connection with your baby. You just enjoy that closeness with your baby. And with both of my babies, I felt so attached to them because of that, and I feel like they attach more to you because of that. I'm not saying that, you know, the babies don't attach to moms who give formula, no. I'm just saying that I feel like that gives that extra attachment to the baby, and that need of mom, you know. And I love it. I love that my babies want to be with me, and they want to be with me at all times. Now this is the tricky part, like, because you are breastfeeding, they want to be, you know, latching on all the time, especially when they're newborn babies, because they eat so little. They want to latch on, or you have to latch them on like every 2 hours on the day, because you have to make your milk come down, you know, your milk get that supply going. And so because it is such a high demand at the beginning, not because they eat so much, because you have to, you know, make it come down, make it flow, make your amount stay at a good amount, so that way you can keep doing the breastfeeding part. I am so blessed, so blessed that both of the times that I breast my babies, they latched on like that. Like, I had no issues whatsoever. My babies were really chunky. They both were 8-pound babies. So I don't know if it has to do with that, or if, you know, they're just hungry babies. I don't know. Pero no tuve ningún problema. Like, en cuanto me los pegué el pecho, de volada empezaron a comer. I tried giving formula to Santiago because I feel like my milk didn't come as fast as it did with Sammy. I had both natural labor, so when I left the hospital for both of them, I was only there for a day. When I left the hospital for Sammy, I had milk. Like, my boobs were like huge by the time I left the hospital. Like, milk was already like flowing. I could feel it. For Santiago, not so much. It didn't come until like the 3rd day. Like, once I was at home and I was like also pumping. I don't know if it was the pumping, because I was like going at it like every single time. If my baby wasn't latching on, then I would do it with the pump, just because I already had the experience with Sammy and I wanted to have that supply for when I started working, so that my mom had the milk. So I had to do that. So I feel like once that 3rd day came along, my milk just was like, the supply was like skyrocket. Mi mamá dice que parecía vaca. So, and I feel like it because I'm, like I said, I'm so blessed. For both of my babies, I had really good supply. For Santiago, I had such a good supply that I actually got an infection because of so much that I had. I'll write the name here, but it's, I believe, what is it called? Oh my god, mastitis, I believe it is. I know this, and it's because time flies and I forget what things are called, but yeah, so it's mastitis, I believe that's how you pronounce it. So I got to have given pills for it. For those couple days, the supply did go down a little bit, but like I said, I was always so blessed. And I feel like just because you get this because you don't pump enough, or you don't latch the baby on, and you have just such a huge amount, that happens. So I was so blessed that I had so much, but because of having so much, then it can cause these problems. Y a veces es muy difícil. It's such a painful thing. I would say from the beginning and then towards the end. From the beginning, just because, like I said, you're latching them on so much that like your nipple just like hurts, and it gets cuts, and it's just not the best thing. So for those of you who want to try this, you know, I'm just telling you out in the open, it does hurt. It is very painful. It even makes painful for your recovery, because the more that they latched on, the more pain you get, the more cramps you get. So I'm sorry, but it is gonna be painful. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is a very painful thing. But if you can get over the fact of that pain for a little bit, and know that you're supplying this, you're feeding your baby, and that you're making your baby grow, that's just like much more valuable, much more ¿cómo se dice? Te llena más el corazón, la mente, you know, that estás criando tu bebé. Like, you by yourself, you're breastfeeding your child, and your child is growing day by day because of you. Like, that makes you even more of a amazing person, just because you're going that extra mile. And I know it might not come easy for other moms, so I know that for some moms, you know, the milk doesn't come down, they just don't have the supply, and it sucks, because I feel bad for the babies, because I know the moms are trying so hard. And don't be so hard on yourself, because sometimes if it just doesn't happen, it just doesn't happen. It might come easy for some moms, and it doesn't come as for other moms. You just have to come to an agreement with yourself, like it's okay for you to just go to formula because you tried. I feel like as long as you try, and that's one of your goals as a mom, is to try to breastfeed, and you try and you give it your all, and if it just doesn't work out, it just doesn't work out. That's just something that naturally happens. And if it doesn't work out, then don't be so hard on yourself. So also think about that, because you already given birth to this baby. You're already amazing mom. So if this doesn't happen, know that you've already like brought this baby to this world, and you're already amazing. But it is a hard thing, so don't worry about it. I mean, as long as you try. A lot of things that I do to keep the supply going, just because mi mami, gracias a mi mami, she's like the most amazing person ever. She usually takes care of me for like the 40 days, because la cuarentena, that's why they call it in el rancho where we're from. She takes care of us for that time of being, so it helps us a lot with getting that supply going. And my mom is amazing for that, because she nos da caldos, because the more liquids you drink, the more water you lick, the more it helps. So the more you're on liquid, the better. So caldos, you know, caldos de res, caldos de pollo, pollo con arroz, you know, things like that you can just, you know, eat. So just basically broth, you know, things like that. That'll give your supply and your milk a lot. Like your diet, I feel like it has to do a lot with how much milk you're producing. I drank also too a lot of orange juice. That's also something that my mom tells me that helps a lot. So I did that. The orange juice was like a huge thing. I did the oatmeal, which it's funny thing, because I never liked oatmeal before. Like I hated it. I was more of a bagel person, like dame mis carbs, you know. And now, like after doing the oatmeal for when I was doing the cuarentena, like now I love it. Like I want to have it as my breakfast. So that's one of the other things that helped me with my supply. Another thing was, what was the other thing? Now this one is a tricky one, because not a lot of people are okay with it, but I did my placenta into pills, and I consumed those pills for those days, and that actually I do see a connection to it. I won't tell you like, oh my god, it's a huge difference, but I do see that it does help, and that also helps in a lot of other stuff. So I would always recommend it. A lot of people might think it's nasty, might think it's like horrible, but to be honest, I've done it both times for my kids, and they have been beneficial, and I feel like it's something good for me. It is a little expensive, but I am pro it, and I think it's a very helpful thing. I mean, it's something that helps your baby grow, so obviously I feel like it's something that will help you gradually, like recuperating and getting better after having the baby. I feel like there's not so much technique. I mean, there's different techniques of like latching on the baby, but not so much as far as I only do like the regular one where you just like lay them down. Like I said, I had an easy time where both of my babies latched on really easy, so I didn't have to do like the football, all these other techniques. But I'm sure if you try different techniques, sometimes depending on how your baby's in the womb, that's how they tend to like want to lay down once they're born. So maybe sometimes the posture of your baby does help, so try different techniques. Maybe that'll help your baby like latch on. And if you don't, then I would consider doing the pumping. Pumping also helps. You're giving the baby the formula, the breast milk already, so you're already doing a lot. You don't naturally have to like latch them on if that's something you don't want to do. And then also because it hurts, pumping is something beneficial, and it's something really good for your baby. Ya se me fue el tema porque my camera stopped, so ya se me fue el rollo de lo que estaba platicando. Pero is it worth it? I feel like it is worth it a lot, just because you're providing your baby with so many nutrients and so much stuff that is good for your baby. And I think it's amazing that you're able to do this as your body. Like your body can just produce this, and it's amazing, and it's the best thing for your baby. So of course it's worth it. The pain is definitely worth it. with both of my babies, I thought I was gonna have a really hard time getting them off me, like getting them, transitioning them into getting the milk in the cup. But because I was also giving them the bottle with my milk, because like I said, I worked for both of my babies, my mom had to give them milk in the bottle. It was my milk, but I feel like that made it easy in a way, because they could transition easier, and they know already, they know the bottle. So I was going into knowing that I was gonna have a hard time, because I feel like boys get really attached to it, not so much girls, because all my sisters, when they breastfed their daughters, they've left it by themselves. And I was like, I'm like, how do they do that, you know? So entonces, like with both of my boys, I had to like actually, like, you know, gradually like get them there. So what I would do is, like, once I would get home from work, ya no les daba, like I would not breastfeed. I would just pump it out, give it to them, and then I would only do it at night. And then once that transition into it, and once the year came up, that's when I started to introduce the whole milk, and that's when I would give them one and then mine, and kind of get them used to that flavor, that difference. And then once, you know, it keeps going, your milk production keeps going less. Obviously, the less you give them, the less you get out of it. So by the time that I start gradually like lowering the times that I fed them, my milk production was going down. So entonces, if I would latch them on at night, they would see that like they wouldn't have enough, so I would have the bottle ready to go and give them the bottle. So that helped me a lot, because they knew like, okay, she doesn't have much, and I had to like feed myself, so to get a full belly, so they would like get used to just having the milk. And gradually, like, I would just like not give him one day and then go back to giving him and stuff like that, until like dependently every day, yeah, menos y menos y menos, to the point where I would not give him at all, like throughout the night. And luckily, like, I'm so blessed that I didn't have a hard time, although I feel like they have been a little bit more rebellious. Like after I had taken them both off of it, como que se agarran medios, like, I don't know, berrinchudos, like medios like attached, that they want milk, they want milk, and like get fuzzy about it because they don't have that attachment anymore. So I do feel like that has to do with it, and like they want to cling to it. But I just like hold my ground like as much as I can, because, you know, seeing the babies like wanting it like can get you to like go back to it. But because I don't want to go back, like a step back, I just like stay my ground and just keep giving them the milk. So my experience with both of them have been amazing. I haven't had a hard time except for that infection, which was a minor thing because I got it under control right away. But both of the times I feel like it's been amazing. Like I haven't had issues, and it has been both an amazing journey with both of them. So I am all for it. If you guys want to do it. I would recommend it. Go for it. You will be left with so many good things, and your babies are going to be so healthy and beautiful, chunky little kids. So just go for it, take that leap and try it. And if it doesn't work, don't be too hard on yourself, and just know that you tried. That is it, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little different, not for everybody, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys did, don't forget to give this a huge thumbs up, and if you want me to do more of these episodes, then push that little button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new. And I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.